Okay, I'm jumping on a little bit early, so I'm just gonna wait 1 minute and I'll keep my eye on the clock. Okay, so I'm seeing some people jump on. We're going to be waiting until it's 10 o'clock. If you're watching, just send me a hello or an emoji just so I know that you can see me and hear me okay. I can't see who's actually watching anymore. It's unfortunate that Facebook changed how they set up their Facebook Lives. Okay. Well, it's 10 o'clock now, so I'll get started. So today is all about movement and a little bit of how I got to this point. When I was 22, or maybe I was a little bit older. I think I was maybe 24 actually. I traveled to Peru and I went to this training called ISTA. So what that stands for is International School Temple Arts. And what I went there for was just to integrate more about my sexuality, my spirituality, and my relationship with myself, basically. So it was a process to learn these tools of how to release emotions that are stored in the body, also to be more aware of what our bodies are going through. So, this kind of opened some avenues for me to learn about how energy is stored and how it affects our overall health. And this is a lot of the ancient healing arts, but now there is science that actually is showing that this is actually true. So, with social genomics, this has shown us how our stress or trauma actually affects our gut health. And it's this stress releasing hormone that actually is released in our gut. And if you've ever experienced like diarrhea or having a rush to the bathroom when you're really stressed or you're going through a lot of these emotions, that's that hormone that is being released when you're going through that. They've also shown that irritable bowel syndrome has been linked, not all cases, but a lot of them have been linked to past trauma, especially with women. So it's very interesting to see that, this whole approach needs to be holistic. We can integrate nutrition, but if we're not dealing with our past trauma or stress in our day-to-day life, nutrition's not going to do much good for you because you're not going to be able to absorb those nutrients because your gut is so impacted. So we want to be able to integrate these stress releasing exercises or doing something that can help reduce stress. However, a lot of us do deal with trauma, and it can be any varieties of trauma. It could be from how you were raised. Maybe it was something that happened to you in school. Like, for example, I was bullied a lot by women, and also I dealt with a stepmother who was dealing with her own trauma and couldn't really love me unconditionally. And so this relationship with women kind of impacted how I was with my feminine self. And so that could be something that maybe you go through. I know a lot of women dealt with some bullying growing up. It could be sexual abuse. It could be maybe even just a lot of injuries that can create some trauma as well. So I've had some knee injuries and I've had a broken foot. So that can be causing some stress on my body as well. So this is just a way to get us really connected with our body and being able to release that because emotions are stored and especially in our gut. So one of the exercises I like to do just to kind of tap in into my body and kind of connect, it's called like the Shakti shake. So I'll scoot back as far as I can. Okay, so you have your feet grounded on the floor, a little bit of bent knees, and you just start to bounce a little bit. And while you're bouncing, you want to make sure that you're breathing. So you can either do an alternate of breathing through the nose and out the mouth, or a continuous breath of breathing in the mouth and out the mouth. So, and you can start to shake your hands, your arms, and your face. And you can shake however long you want. You can put on music. You can incorporate this if you like to dance. You can do this before dancing. So this is just a way to kind of get our body connected with our minds. Because a lot of times we're in our minds a lot and we're not being aware of what's going on with our body. So you could do that for about like 5 minutes or so. And shake out whatever. These are the 7 exercises that I learned when I went to Peru. So I'm going to share that with you. These, of course, are from ISTA. So I just want you to be aware that this isn't from me. I didn't create these exercises. So this is a way to release any stress, anger, any tension. You can even do some of these exercises when you're in a vehicle, or if you're in a meeting and no one is listening to you, they're not allowing you to speak. Whatever it is that's causing some anger, you can go to the bathroom and do at least one of these exercises. So the first one that you can do pretty much anywhere is called the hand scream. So you'll place your hands over each other and up against your mouth. Instead of screaming from your throat, which is usually how people scream, you're going to actually get this primal sound from more your gut. So the rather than the ah. So you want to be doing this and allowing your body to shake. So this is allowing energy to move through. So like so. And ways that you can do that that isn't going to disturb someone, you can actually do it without sound. So you can just kind of press towards your lips. Press towards your hands, and like so. So I've done that while driving, especially if something is really frustrating, like let's say someone cut me off. I don't like yelling or swearing at people. It just kind of cuts my vibe, so I like to do the hand scream instead. The next one is you could do it with a pillow. So if you were wanting to do these exercises in a quiet space where no one can disturb you, you can incorporate more of these. So you can do it with a pillow where you scream into a pillow instead, like so. The next one is going to be a like pillow hitting. So you're going to have your arms, your forearms up, and put your hands into a fist, and you're going to hit the pillow with your forearms. And while you're doing that, I wish I could show you how I look like down, but you're gonna be bent down and like basically thrusting your upper body towards the pillow while you're thrusting it. So you could do that with sound, of course, too. So so the breathing and the sound is a way to release it. So you don't just want to only do the movements, you want to include breath and sound. The next one is called power stomping. So some people, you've probably seen them do this as children, some maybe as adults, but when they get really frustrated, they stomp their feet, right? So I don't know if you can see me, it's hard to see the screen, but you're going to basically just stomp your feet in your hands. So, so you could do that. The next one is like a hip thrust. So you're going to thrust your hips toward a pillow as well. So thrusting your hips toward that. You could do that bent over. And again, just sound. The next one is for grieving. So a lot of us, when we're in grief, we kind of clench our shoulders forward. And so this is a way to open up our chest again. So allowing your arms to flail out, head tilted back, and just release some sound. Like so. And then the next and the last one is actually a tantrum. I'm not going to show you that. You know what that looks like. You've seen many kids, so you can do that either yelling with that primal sound, or you can even do it laughing. So I'd recommend just going through all of them, all those exercises. And I would recommend listening to some music and creating like a space for you, whether it's candles, incense, maybe you have a diffuser, and just allowing yourself to let go. And you can do that for as long as you want. I just recommend doing those exercises without stopping. So those are some exercises that you can do. I also incorporate some of those with my dance. So I'm going to be offering more of a space where we're going to tap into our bodies with actual like breathing and circulating the energy up our bodies while we dance. So that's what I'm going to be offering in my group coaching program. I might offer some free ones here on the group as well. If you're interested in learning more about how to release some energy with dance, you don't have to be knowledgeable with dance. I just like to call it movement, because basically you could just be standing in place, moving your body, pushing energy, whatever that looks like for you. It doesn't have to be what you've seen on TV with like tons of leaps and kicks and turns. No, it's just moving your body and allowing yourself to feel into that and releasing it. So if you're interested in me sharing a video on that, just let me know in the comments, and I will do a free video for you guys on here. I hope that was helpful. So I would recommend doing it at least once a week. You could do it more frequently if you want. And this is just for us to release whatever tension we have, because we have been taught to be quiet, as kids. Shut your mouth, don't be so loud, can't express your emotions, being childish, maybe stop being such a girl, or whatever it is. We've been told to be quiet and keep our emotions held in. So this is just a way to release that, because a lot of us do store emotions, me especially. I'm a Scorpio too, so I've learned to hold my emotions in, because I would get in trouble for speaking my truth, and I was told I was wrong a lot. And so I've learned to keep it in. So this has been a way for me to release emotions. This is also helpful for people that don't cry. So crying is a beautiful thing. It actually can be really healthy for us. So this can actually be a way to help with that releasing. And sometimes this can actually be coming out in laughter. Maybe you haven't had a good laugh in a while, so this is a good way too. So for your homework today, it's going to be super simple. I just want to hear from you whether you did these exercises and how you felt about them. If that's not something you want to do, if you just want to talk about what type of movement you do to release stress, share that with the group, because we can learn from other people what are some different ways to release stress. Like, for example, maybe you like to dance or go walk in nature, whatever that looks like for you. Just share that with the group, and so we can get that energy going. So thank you so much. This was the last of the movement, unless I do another free video for you. Otherwise, the next videos will be more about nutrition. I'm sure a lot of you are aware of nutrigenomics and how nutrition affects your genes, but not everyone on here is. So this is going at a much deeper level so that we can look at how our bodies work rather than living our day-to-day life on external diets and relying on diets to help us be healthy, because foods work at a much deeper level than just our macronutrients, which are carbs, fats, and protein, and a lot more deeper than just vitamins and minerals as well. So I'm really excited to share that. Most of you voted about gut health. So since we talked a little bit about gut health today, we're going to continue that in the next video, but we're going to talk about more about nutrition rather than releasing this energy that's stored in our gut. And if you're wanting to do a little bit more inner work, you can also do some womb healing exercises. So again, that focuses on the breath, and a lot of it is self-guided meditations, but I'm sure you can Google some or YouTube it. Some other offerings are on Facebook that I've seen. So if you're needing some assistance with that, a lot of our trauma as women are especially are stored in the womb, so that could be really healing. I can also provide that for you as well if you're interested. So I really appreciate those of you that have continued to show up, and I'm really looking forward to talking about nutrition and going on that dynamic and switching over to that side of health. So have a beautiful day, and I will see you all tomorrow.